Welcome to Save Your Sanity, help for handling hijackals, those difficult, toxic, and often disturbing people in your life. I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor, and I'm here for you. You'll get the insight, skills, strategies, and support to stop tolerating verbal and emotional abuse, whether it's happening now or it happened to you in the past, maybe by a parent, partner, ex, relative, or even a coworker. Time to take life back, to recover and to rediscover you, your values, dreams, desires, and realize them in healthy ways in healthy relationships. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Save Your Sanity, help for handling hijackals. And hijackals are those relentlessly difficult people who hijack our relationships for their own purposes. They simply want to take something from us, and they seldom give anything unless they are doing it to get something else. So we need some tactics, we need some strategies along with the insight and support in order to understand what's going on and to recognize what our best course of action is. This week I had a client say to me, all right, I have had this situation where the hijackal doesn't respond to my text messages, just doesn't bother to do anything. Maybe 2 weeks later they will. Then when I don't respond to their text messages, they're all over me like a tent. Why didn't you respond? Don't you care? That's rude. And this person said to me, well, I'm just going to respond the way they do. I'm going to treat them the way they are. I am going to show them. And, she asked me, what should I do? What do you think? And I said, well, you seem to know what you want to do. Why are you asking me what I think? And she said, well, I could be wrong. And you know all about that. And so that's what prompted today's broadcast. Because when you're angry with a hijackal, payback won't work. I know you want to do it. I know you're longing to do it. You would love them to understand how frustrating they are, how difficult, how infuriating, how unfair, how unjust, how nasty they can be. You want them to know that. And you might slip into the thinking that she had, that if I treat them the way they treat me, they will suddenly wake up and recognize what they're doing. No, they won't. Get that? No, they won't. The way that they are is a result of what has happened to them in their lives. This is the way that they survive. This is the only way they know. And until they are willing to learn differently or see things differently, which doesn't happen all that often, it is not going to help you at all in the long run. Might make you feel better in the moment, but won't help you at all in the long run if you engage in payback. Now, you might have already tried this, so you may be aware that it didn't work, or maybe it backfired completely, or maybe it was ignored, but no matter how, it didn't work. It didn't make any difference. It didn't move the relationship forward in any meaningful or caring way. And in that moment that you felt a little better while you were so justified in doing it, then it all fell flat. So why doesn't payback work? Well, let me tell you what I told this person, because she was really wanting to send this nasty text. And I said, well, if you really want my opinion, here it is. Who are you? And she looked at me and she said, what do you mean? I said, well, who are you? Are you going to be the person who is nasty? Are you going to be the person who behaves like a hijackal? Are you going to be the person who puts another person down or disrespects them or all of those things? And of course she came back to me with, well, I'm just going to demonstrate to him how he treated me. No, you see, you can't do that because you're being a hijackal when you do that. Let that sink in. I mean, you cannot treat other people the way you hate being treated and hope that something good is going to come from it. It simply isn't going to happen. So my question to her was, who are you? And she sat with that for a moment. And she was still champing at the bit. Yeah, but. And I said, I know you're angry. I know you're upset. I know you're hurt. I know it feels unjust. I know you're longing to have that relationship be better. The only way it can get better is if you put better into it. So my question remains, who are you? So I gave her an example from a long time ago when I was doing executive coaching, and I had an executive who I'd only worked with 2 times, and this was our 3rd session. And I could see him, and we were on video conferencing, and I asked him how he was because he looked a little upset. And he said, oh, I've just had this experience. He said, I had this person come into my office and they were behaving in an outrageous way. They were very vocal. They were loud. I asked them to calm down. They were angry. They got angrier. I asked them to stop behaving that way. Then they wouldn't. So I got angry. And finally I said, okay. And I swore at them and I threw them out of my office. And I said, oh, how do you feel? Oh, I feel really good. I said, okay, so now I know something about who you are. And this is a fellow. And I said to him, so you're a person who yells and screams and swears and throws people out of your office. And he said, oh, no, I'm not. It was just that person, the way that they were behaving. It was outrageous. I had to do something. I said, no. I heard the whole story. You told me that you're a person who yells and screams and swears and throws people out of your office. And it took him a while to calm down. He wasn't very happy with me at that moment. But the thing is, the question is, you're always showing people who you are, so who are you? Who are you showing other people you are? Who are you showing yourself that you are? So with this client, I said to her, who are you? Are you a person who doesn't respond to emails? Are you a person who plays games? Are you a person who is in an I'll show you kind of mood? Are you a person who communicates in nasty ways? And she said, well, no, not usually. I said, well, then why would you be any different with the hijackal? Because it's not going to work. It's only going to anger them further. You're not going to get the result you want. Nothing good is going to come from it. And yet there you are. You've gone and mimicked the hijackal. She looked at me and she said, you're right. I said, yeah, I am right. It's very important for you to know who you are, what your values are, what it is you stand for, your beliefs. What is your vision for your life? How do you want other people to perceive you? And when you know all of those things, even when you're with a hijackal or were raised by one, you take back your life. You become in control of your life no matter what another person does or no matter what a hijackal does. Yes, I know you're not completely in control of your life if you're with a hijackal because there are always going to be issues. But you get what I mean. You decide what words come from your mouth. You decide whether you get upset or not. You decide on payback or no payback. And payback doesn't work. I was on jury duty this last week. And I got to look at the legal system, and I use that term advisedly, up close and personal. Because I know that for many of my clients, when they go to court, the legal system does not look anything like a justice system too often. So I was happy to have this look at how it really worked. And I came away with a very, very much more deepened conviction that when you go to court and you are simply putting forth the truth as you know it, you are asking for exactly what you want and what you need and what you deserve, and you do not make concessions unless it is to your advantage. And yes, it'll take a little longer in court, But when I'm preparing people to go to court, I want them to be who they are, and I want them to let their attorneys deal with the hijackal. So again, you get to be who you are. You don't be that vindictive person. You don't be the hijackal. You allow other people to see the hijackal behavior for what it is and calibrate it themselves, and for you to be who you are. And so the best practice for that, if you haven't already been to court, or if you have been to court and you're recalibrating your life, is to always be asking yourself that question before you respond or react to anything or anyone. Who am I? What kind of a person am I? What are my values? What is the way that I want to be perceived in the world? What is the way I want to live in the world? How do I live best with myself in the world? And come from that place. You know, I've said many times, I was raised by 2 hijackals. I therefore married hijackals. I divorced a hijackal. I co-parented with a hijackal. I have been there, done that. I have the ugly video. I have the ragged t-shirt. I know what all this entails. But payback doesn't work. It's, you know, as was said a long time ago, it's like taking poison and hoping the other person dies. You're the one who suffers because you are not being your best self. And heaven knows hijackals don't bring out your best self often, but you can bring out your best self. So in this situation, I just wanted to talk to you today about this, because what she finally did, she asked me to write the email for her, the text rather, that she was going to send back to this person. And I helped her with it. And I helped her understand why it was important that she be herself, not her angry payback self, but herself. So that she felt good about it. She was in integrity. She was in alignment with her values and her vision for her life and her beliefs and her purpose. And that hijackal didn't have the power to take her off course. Now, that's a lot of growing. I understand that completely. But you deserve to have that much growing. You know, I have clients all over the world. I work by video conferencing, and I help them come to that place where they get their equanimity back. They have strategies, they have skills, they understand how to have boundaries, set them, be non-negotiable. They know how to try it out. They know how to calibrate the results. They know how to move forward. They know how to protect themselves and their children. So important. So this is a big lesson for everyone to learn. Whether you're raised by a hijackal, you've married one, you're married to one, you're divorced one, you're divorcing one, you have to work with one, whoever it is, be you. Answer the question, who am I? And then respond to the hijackal in your life. Respond from being your best self. Don't let the hijackal take that away from you. Don't give it to them. And above all, don't open another vein and let them drink you dry. So I hope this is helpful to you. I feel passionate about it. I'm sure you can tell that. But do you. Don't do them. Be you. Don't be like them. So very important. I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler. I'm glad you were with me today. Remember, you can always interact with me. I have a new way for you to do that. If you appreciate this work, you can support me on Patreon. For $1, $5, or $15 a month, you can get more support from me, and you can support my work. Go to Patreon, that's patreon.com/Rhoberta Shaler. And remember, Rhoberta is spelled R-H-O-B-E-R-T-A, Shaler, S-H-A-L-E-R. So patreon.com/Rhoberta Shaler. Go to my YouTube channel for relationship help, and always visit me on my website for FOR relationship help, HELP.com. I care about you. I hope you care about yourself too. And do you. Be you, no matter what a hijackal does. Talk soon. I'm so glad you spent this time with me today. I hope you heard something that touched your heart and empowered you to move forward. You can have the life and relationships that you most want, and that begins with you, within you, today. I'm always here for you. Life can get better, and you heard that from me, the Relationship Help Doctor. I'm Rhoberta Shaler, and I work with clients throughout the world through video conferencing. We can talk. So learn more at forrelationshiphelp.com, forrelationshiphelp.com, or visit me on YouTube at For Relationship Help. Join me for next week's shows.